Hello everyone. This is a review that I'm actually excited to go through. We are replacing and upgrading our coffee grinder from a unit that we have had, I believe, well, I'm not going to name the name of that brand, but it's been in use in our home for more than 2 decades. It still works well, but it has a smaller capacity than this particular unit. This is the HIBREW G3 Espresso Coffee Grinder. And it comes with a separate box which contains this air lid. So you press this down, and what it does is it forces air through the coffee bean hopper, through the grinding burr, and into the reservoir where the ground coffee beans end up being, so that it gets rid of any debris. We normally had been grinding coffee for a few days because the other coffee grinder is so loud. In the early morning, without having to wake up the whole household, we would grind during the day and then leave this on the counter and simply scoop it into the espresso machine because it was much quieter. So I'm going to demonstrate how this works. One setting on here is the size of your portafilter. So it comes default set to 51 millimeters, and if you press and hold the two buttons together, you'll see it changes. There it goes to 54, then it goes to 58, and I'm going to set it back in 51 because that's the setting for our unit. So once it's set on 51, you can just press this button for a single serving or this button for a double serving and a double shot of espresso, and it will automatically fill the reservoir, the container, with the appropriate amount of coffee. Now, I already did a pre-grind on here to test it out, and you can see that there's coffee in there, but I'm going to demonstrate how this works. So if I press this button, it starts at 51 millimeter, and I'll press this and it will grind, and it actually counts down the number of seconds. You see it started at a little over 8 seconds, and then it's grinding and filling it up. You can see the coffee falling in there. So that's a single serving. And then I will press the double. So you can get 2, starts at 14 seconds, and it does the countdown. And then once it gets under 10 seconds, it gives you 1/10 of a second setting or countdown. And you can see that's right on it. And it is so much quieter than the other unit that we had, which is blade driven, not grinding burr driven. So this is a much quieter unit. So when you're finished, you simply press a couple times on this lid, which again forces air down through the coffee bean hopper, through the grinding burr, and then into the reservoir or container for the coffee. And then you can see we've got ground coffee. So this will likely allow us to avoid having to pre-grind several days worth of coffee, because we could use this in the morning without waking everybody in the house up at the early morning hours and be able to have our espresso. So I like the machine. It's quiet. It's got a bigger hopper. It is well made, and I like the preset times for a single or double serving of espresso. So that's it. If you've got any questions, I think I mentioned this, but if not, the hopper and the grind level is determined by twisting the actual hopper itself. And you can see the different settings here. So you can determine what it is that you need. If you want drip coffee, a pour over coffee, which obviously will be a thicker grind, and then the espresso settings. And I have it set to 3, so it ground it. I think I had it on 5, actually. 5. 3 to 11 is espresso, it says. So I've got it set at 5. So excellent product, high quality, and look forward to using it and making more space on our counter by eliminating an unnecessary container. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help us out with our reviews. And consider subscribing to our review page or channel on YouTube. It's called Review My Stuff Now. That helps us out in the creation of future videos. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.